I just can't seem to forget that. My eyes are dry and I still don't even know you. I still wish that I told you.
Hey, to the listeners, and hey to my co-host, Fred Paul. What's up, dudes?
Hey, hey, Gav.
Nothing.
Nothing with you? What
Mm-mm.
about you, Fred? What interesting things have happened in your humble abode?
You find anything interesting?
Yeah, did you
Yeah,
find anything interesting?
I found a Cheerio on my couch, and I feel like having a bowl of Cheerios. But like
Paul, did you hear
the
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 robot voice when he said Cheerio?
Yeah.
It was like I found a Cheerio. And now you feel like having Cheerios, huh? Not Honey Nut, by the way.
no, definitely honey nut. Like not the plain ones. Plain ones are for
Yeah,
savages.
So you got that.
Savages, right?
You got that IRL advertisement.
Yeah, we should be getting sponsorship from Cheerios anytime now.
No,
We're right what
that
they want on their sponsorship roster.
that kind of reminds me of something that I saw on that '70s show a long time ago. I don't really like
God, I
that show
remember that
very
show.
much. I don't really like it very much. I think it's kind of dumb. But there was like one thing in particular that I thought was funny. I think Fez. It's like going around the room showing, or like you get to hear what's in their minds, what they're all thinking, and it pans
Mm.
over to Fez, and and he's looking at the floor. He goes, "Oh look, an M&M," and he picks it up and he puts it in his mouth. He goes, "Oh no." That was like one thing that I thought was funny from that show.
Did you see the revival from like last year or the year before?
The
No, I
90s
don't
show.
think so. You know how I feel about those kinds of things.
No, I
They make me
know.
sick.
I wasn't a fan. I stopped watching it. It was so it takes place at Eric Foreman's house, but the story is that Eric and whatever her name is, Donna, got married, had a kid, and they dropped the kid off at his parents' house for the summer. So the bulk of the show is his kid at the foreman's house. So the two grandparents are still there, and they're kind of doing their own take on the characters. And the previous cast members drop in for cameos here and there. And I wasn't a big fan.
Yeah, that's not really the way to do things. I
It's
feel
like
I didn't watch the whole thing of Frasier, but I feel like that's a lot. That's a big problem with some of these comeback shows, the "We're Back" shows. It's like
I think the Frasier revival was great. I enjoyed every single episode of that.
I only saw like the first episode, but yeah, I
Well,
mean,
that's
I
the
understand.
problem.
I could understand that with that '70s show. It's like people like the classic characters, and then you go ahead and add a new character, and all there are cameos from the previous people. It's like, what is this? Who's going to enjoy this? It's kind of like the Saints of Newark from the Sopranos like spin-off movie or whatever. A bunch of new people and just kind of shit that's totally
I didn't even know
lame.
there was
And
a
I haven't even
spin-off
seen
show.
that.
or even like, I watched the fucking Super Bowl yesterday, and all the commercials. It's just like
Why would you do
not
that?
not even like
Yeah, why would you watch the
not even
Super Bowl? Yay, sports ball! Pass the Doritos.
fat ball.
That
He
ball
watched it. He
game.
watched it. He watched it for Taylor Swift.
But yeah. So they had commercials, and it seemed like it was just like, oh, here's a situation. Oh, here's a celebrity, buy our product. Just kind of like how they have the throwbacks of like people making cameos to be like, oh, this is a show I used to like.
Yeah, or like Predator or something, and it's like, oh, there's Arnold. He showed up for a second.
Yeah, or like
Something like that.
what's his name? Spock in like the new Star Trek. He like showed up for like a second.
Yeah, there you go. And then people clap, and he goes like, "Live long and prosper," or something like that.
Yeah,
And he
just
puts up his hand with the fingers.
yeah.
Just for the record, Strange New Worlds is a fantastic show. I love it.
Is that another Star Trek thing?
Yeah, it's the one that has Spock in it currently, and
My God, I'm gonna have to watch all the Star Trek shows in one sitting. How long would that
Yeah.
take? How long does that take?
It's gonna take a while. Like what? 3
The rest of
seasons
the
of the
year?
original series, 7 of Next Gen, 7 of DS9, 7 of Voyager. I think 4 of Enterprise. I think the animated series had 2. Then you have 5 seasons of Discovery, 2 of Strange New Worlds, and we're going to season 4 of Lower Decks. So you have your work cut out for you.
Yeah, and then you have all the Star Trek themes.
Does it scare you that I know all that by heart?
Pornography too.
Oh yeah, no,
No.
that takes a lot of
It's
time. Too.
scary that you forgot one.
You forgot the pornography versions
Picard.
of Star Trek. Picard!
Oh yeah, that's because the
I
first
don't
2 seasons
remember
were
landing
terrible.
on Mars.
Yeah, you forgot about
as
that.
Roman would say.
And then the Sasha Grey Star Trek too.
Well, that's more pornography. Yeah.
Yeah, fanfic.
Oh, but there is all the movies though.
Yeah, all those the motion
There's
pictures.
Star
Wrath
Trek
of
12.
Khan. Wrath of
So
Khan.
very tired.
Oh, but
Again with the Klingons.
like, I know that you watched the Curb episode, or the new season 12, and
Yeah, I just watched the new one.
it's not really a comeback. It's a continuation of a series, but
Yeah,
it is really bad.
Oh really?
The first episode wasn't horrible, but the second episode was pretty horrible. The lawn jockey.
Well, even
Oh, no.
season 11 was getting there.
Yeah,
But-
I think it was getting there once it came back.
Yeah, and then
These things happen.
like he gets in these situations, and that first episode, I think we were talking about it, it was just like a lot of unresolved, like, forced situations that Larry had to comment on, and it didn't go anywhere, and like only a few of them like had some resolve. But like the old episodes, it was just like one particular thing that happened in the middle of it or at the beginning, then it would come to bite him in the ass, and there wasn't really anything like that.
Somehow, Paul, I don't know if you've noticed this or if you'll agree with me, but the like OG series, or when it was kind of on, like in
Yeah.
the early 2000s, it seemed like the times where people were confrontational with Larry, those seemed real and those were actually funny. Now the confrontations seem very forced and very Hollywood and very like, oh, this is gonna be a funny argument, but it's like missing like actual antagonism. It's I don't know. It feels so fake.
Yeah, a lot of like it's kind of like how we were talking about Asteroid City. It's like a parody of itself. Like that's kind of what this season is like right now.
Yeah. It's like Curb Your Enthusiasm. It had its formula, and they know that it had its formula, and they keep playing on it, but like with the fact of knowing that it's a formula. Before it was sort of improv. Now it's like all the same kind of stuff, but not in a good way. Like before, you would have bizarre situations where I brought this up before, where Larry is like staring at the mirror at himself, like when he's high and he's like berating himself. Like that's bizarre.
Yeah,
I feel like you wouldn't see anything like that, close to that, on Curb now. You know what I mean?
yeah. They're just like they just had the black lawn jockey.
I was
That was
actually
about it.
thinking about that too. Larry's like, oh, this is He said something about it being racist. Like he's like, oh, my sister's a huge racist. Like that wasn't funny. That wasn't a funny joke.
Yeah, he's
No,
trying to get it from like the. that
He's trying to
white
get it
guy
from
jet.
the MAGA guy. Yeah, he's wearing like a "Make America Great Again" hat.
Yeah,
I don't quite understand why a black lawn jockey is racist. Do you?
Hmm.
Can anyone tell me why that's unacceptable? I don't quite get it.
Well, what Leon was saying was like, oh, why don't you have a a black lawyer or a black doctor up there? It has to be like more of this like kind of servant person.
Well, lawn jockey's not a servant. Jockeys ride horses.
Yeah,
So, yeah, I don't know that makes sense. And they don't make statues of lawyers and doctors. They make statues of lawn jockeys, no matter what color.
yeah. Should have just been a gnome.
A black gnome. Yeah, I don't get that, and I don't know. There's something about the racial humor in that show now where it's like it's supposed to be funny because it's supposed to be offensive, but number one, it's not even offensive anymore. Like that show was before, not just with race stuff, but with all sorts of things. Now everything seems like, oh, get ready, Larry's gonna say something he's not supposed to, but it's like not really
But like we checked
that
and it's
big of a
okay.
deal. But what's that?
We checked and we ran it by everybody. They said it's cool.
They said it's all right. Yeah, this is. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Everything does seem forced, and this season is. I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah.
But
Well, if you're
I'm
gonna
gonna-
watch that, why don't you watch Frasier? I mean, I at this
what,
point
the
I
new
feel like
Frasier?
no, the new Frasier.
Oh, I don't know because I just because I get bored of of things. I have a feeling I would get bored with that show. I watched the first episode.
It's
and,
quick though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And
so
I
you
would
guys
just
are-
watch
and
it.
it's-
If you're gonna be watching the new Curb, watch that.
All right. All right. So you guys are gonna cry until I watch Frasier, huh? Is
Yeah.
that what's going on?
Pretty much, yeah.
I'm just
But
kidding.
at least
Okay,
it doesn't.
all right, I'll
It
watch
doesn't feel like a rehash. It doesn't feel like it's trying to relive anything as much as the '70s show reboot that I've seen in some of the other ones.
Yeah, only two.
It feels like
cameos.
yeah, it feels like a continuation, but just without trying to retread too much of the past, but still like being faithful to it. It was really good. I liked it.
You know what it kind of reminds me of? Like the one episode that I did see. I think the fact that there's a new cast and there's like a new set of comedy that's not quite the 90s anymore. You know, things change and the way people talk is different. It reminds me a lot of Two and a Half Men, the Charlie Sheen show.
Oh
Yeah.
god,
After that show was actually very funny with Charlie Sheen. It's one of my
never liked
favorites.
it.
But when
Oh,
Ashton
awesome!
came,
It's so funny. It's a comfort show of mine. But yeah, they like kill off Charlie Sheen in the show, and then they bring in Ashton Kutcher, and a cast of like new people, like Patton Oswalt and stuff. And somehow it really just seems like millennials doing this kind of Big Bang Theory type humor. You know, like the Big Bang Theory or not, I kind of liked it. But there's like a way of all their deliveries just being like, oh, I'm watching a sitcom. They're gonna say something quirky. They're gonna say something funny, and then the next person's gonna go, yeah, well, you're crazy. Oh yeah, crazy. I love being crazy. Something like that. Some stupid shit. I don't even know. Some fake forced supposed to be funny. That's the vibe I got from Frasier. Was like post Charlie Sheen 2.5 Men. That's what I got. I don't really have any reason to not
yeah,
watch it, but I'll check
That's
it out.
it's fine. You're allowed to be wrong. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah, that's like half the show. Fred letting me know when when I'm wrong. That's what Miguel was doing. I don't know if you remember, Paul, when we were at that fucking sushi place, and I said something about the Digimon movie. I'm like, I think the movie was before the show. He goes, false. And then I said something else. He looks at me, he points, he goes, correct.
yeah, the wise Miguel in the corner.
Yeah, very wise. Vince wouldn't eat anything because he was trying to like make room for the beer, but
Vince
Yeah,
ate
yeah,
7
like
rolls.
I love that. Just
7
false.
rolls. False. Correct.
I have never
forget what that
seen
reminds me of.
anything related to Yu-Gi-Oh. Like I have no clue. I feel
I
like
know
I
a lot
never
of
will.
people. I know. Well, we were talking Digimon. I think that's why Fred brought up Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh yeah, see, they're the same to me.
Yu-Gi-Oh. Well, yeah, they're card trading games or whatever. I was kind of like not too old, because a lot of people that were my age really loved Yu-Gi-Oh. But by the time the Pokemon thing ended and everybody moved on to Yu-Gi-Oh, I was already over fucking card trading and that kind of thing. But I did like Pokemon a lot.
Fred was playing with Pog, right?
Pog?
Yeah, those are like
Where's
wooden
Fred?
coins. Oh, no.
I was on mute, idiot.
You're
Pog
coming
was
in!
like the-
Just kidding.
I'm calling myself an idiot because I muted myself without unmuting. Pogs were the biggest flash in the pan fad. Like it was in and out so quick, it was ridiculous. But the Pokemon cards. So I used to play Magic, and I still have my cards. But one of my friends I used to play Magic with fairly regularly wanted to start playing Pokemon. So I'm like, okay, fine, we can try that. I bought a bunch of Pokemon cards, and he never did. So I just had a bunch of Pokemon cards I didn't know what to do with. That's the
Damn.
whole story. It wasn't a very good story.
I don't know if I've ever told this story. I feel like I might. I don't know why I always tell this story. When I was like in preschool, I had a box of Lunchables, and on the back of it, there were like these little cardboard cutout things. Like they were Pokemon. They were like little squares, about like maybe 2 inches fucking tall or whatever. And I cut those out, and I show my mom. I'm like, look, Mom, I have Pokemon cards. She goes, those are Pokemon cards. I'll buy you Pokemon cards. And I'm like, what? They're not? And then she buys me real Pokemon cards. And I'm like, oh my God, they look so cool. It wasn't just a piece of garbage. It had like art on it. It was nice. But yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! By the time that came out, I was out of it. I did like Digimon though. I liked watching the show, and I had a few of those cards. And I had Crazy Bones. You guys remember what? Do you know what Crazy Bones are? It was
Wasn't
a
those
90s
things like
thing.
you threw at each other and they like kind of bounced around and shit?
There was a game. I never played the game because I think I was like the only person that had them
But they're like little
around me.
plastic rubber kind of monster things, right?
They're little, yeah. They're like little plastic monster guys. They don't have arms. They just have feet. Yeah, I used to collect those things. I had a shitload of tech deck dudes and like those World Industry, like skateboard toys.
Yeah, the Spitfire
We're-
and Wet Willie and
Yeah,
shit.
they were like magnets. Yeah, and the tech deck dudes, they were like thumbs.
Yeah.
What about
pretty
Monster in
awesome.
My Pocket? Do you guys ever go into Monster in My Pocket?
No, I don't know what that is.
What?
I gotta
Okay,
look that
I think
up.
I just
Monster in My Pocket.
I
I
played
think I
Game
just
Boy, bro.
aged myself.
Yeah, dude, I was on Game Boy constantly. There's a Walkit in my pocket. Um, these
Okay,
these look kind of familiar. No, I definitely didn't have any of these.
there is an account on Instagram. I think it's just
90s.
Monster in My Pocket, actually. The whoever that guy is has a massive collection of these, and he just posts like individual ones all the time, and they're kind of cool. Hey, I mean, like the uniformity of it is pretty awesome.
Nerd alert.
Oh yeah, I'm checking out his bauble collection now.
Bobbles.
Bobbleheads.
Shut up, Bobble. What was that show called where it was like a bunch of monsters that fuck? Or it was like, I think it was monsters that like morph into other shit, and it was like kind of grotesque for a kids show. Does that sound familiar?
And
It was like
like Animorphs.
No, maybe no, it wasn't Animorphs. It was a cartoon. It was like an animated thing. It was kind of nice animation. It almost looked like Ninja Turtles or something. I can't remember what the hell it was called.
Oh, and just I found it. Mimp Imp, MIMP_imp. That's the Monster in My Pocket dude who has some wicked collection. Love it. Shout out to that guy.
Damn, I was trying to find that cartoon real quick.
I'll drop this guy in the chat because this is like my childhood.
Paul, what were you saying? You had fun at sushi?
Oh yeah. Well, I thought we were all gonna do all we can eat, so I was like, all right. I had like a
Oh
light
yeah,
lunch,
you
like
fucking.
I had like a light lunch, like at like 10 or 11, and yeah, I was just looking forward to that. And then yeah, just me and Trevor ended up doing it. I knew Vince eats like a bird. Yeah,
It's like, yeah, he does. He picks at his food.
yeah, and then but you did pretty good. You got a lot of shit on your first round.
I only had one round. I got fried rice and I got shrimp tempura and I got some albacore
Cheese
and some
sticks?
yellowtail and no, Miguel got the cheese sticks. You ever heard of somebody getting cheese sticks at a sushi place?
No.
They're
That's
basically
weird.
mozzarella sticks with
Pretty-
ketchup.
Pretty damn good.
It was good though. Yeah,
You know, I have
Not when they're
respect
cold
the
though.
man who enjoys a mozzarella stick.
I have a coworker who joined some of my team for lunch at a all-you-can-eat sushi restaurant, and we start eating, and we're asking her, you know, are you not gonna eat? And she's like, no, I don't like fish.
Ah.
So you came to a sushi restaurant? What, are you gonna get like a soup or something else? Like, no, I don't like Japanese food. Why are you here?
For the camaraderie. Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
Vince does. He'll show up and like not eat. He
Yeah,
actually,
just go for the
I was surprised
vibes.
he ate something this time.
Well, the only two times that I've actually remembered eating with him, it was like both at Japanese restaurants. One was a ramen spot, but we ended up getting sushi, and he ate a rainbow roll, the same thing as you know, this past weekend.
Oh, was
And,
that was that place we went with Robert, right, where we had to wait for a table for a while?
No, it was with my my friend Manny and Vince. We went to like a bookstore, a few of them, and then went and ate Copen or whatever.
Oh, I was thinking about that time we were in Fullerton at that ramen place, and we were kind of just drinking in the car, to like kill time because we had to wait for our table.
Oh
And I
yeah.
remember Robert went and took a piss like on the side of the 7-Eleven. And
Mhm.
right when he starts walking over there and he whips out his wiener, like two little girls on bikes like come right by him. Like bro's about to get arrested.
Yeah, they come from the back of fucking 7-Eleven,
Yeah,
right around the
that
corner.
was funny.
I don't
Shit like that
remember.
always happens to him.
I don't remember if Vince ate then too. He probably did. But yeah, so 3 times. And then yeah,
And
so
you piled it in, dude. You got a shitload of food. I was impressed.
yeah, so I got like 4 rolls, and then well, the menu at first, like, it was the most confusing thing. Just give us all
Yeah,
our
it's a
own
confusing
individual
menu.
pieces of paper instead of, having one with 2 people eating all you can eat, and then
Yeah,
the
they
other.
give you menus where you have to write on them. I don't know what it's like over there where you are, Fred, but yeah, you got to write on these menus.
Yeah, we got the same thing.
And then like the 3 other people are eating individually, and I guess they get they police the tables and make sure that you're not sharing the all you can eat ones, because you have to pay for the leftovers
Yeah,
if there are
yeah.
any. And yeah, so they're like, oh, just put, when it's individual, just put a circle around the number, and then you guys you guys don't have to do that. And then Trevor was like, okay, I'll do check marks. And we're supposed to, I guess, strategize and talk to each other and be like, okay, I'm up with the fucking salmon, I want the tuna. Let's get 2 of those. And put the number just without a circle. So we learned that on the second round. Because the lady had to come back after we gave her, the menu. And she's like, what does this all mean? There's
Like a bunch of
fucking-
cave drawings and shit.
yeah, there was
What?
there was like 2 check marks in there, and then there was like 1 circle with the check mark, and she's like, "What?" And I think that's why you had that big plate of sushi that was like, I think you only ordered like 2, and then it was like just other ones that came for with it, because it was
I think I ordered 2, which was like 2 pieces each, and then there was like one more 2 pieces with like jalapenos or something on it. That was the only one I didn't order. It was just like 2 pieces, but I didn't even eat it.
I think it's sushi with jalapeno on it.
yeah,
I think it was
Huh.
jalapeno.
yeah, it was pretty good.
I don't like
Yeah, it would
jalapenos.
be.
That's why I didn't eat it.
But Fred, guess what? The name of the sushi roll is that I got. It's named after a thrash band, not Slayer.
It's probably not called Demolition Hammer.
No,
I don't know.
Dark Angel.
Oh yeah. Fair enough.
It wasn't even a roll though. It was like
No,
it
it
was like
was-
fish scales.
It was a roll, and then it was like salmon skin on the side.
Yeah, it was like skin. It was like all burnt.
Yeah, pretty damn good though.
Satanic meal eating burnt fish skin.
Yeah, I thought it was bacon bits at first, and I was like, "This is salmon." It was brown as fuck and crispy.
One of the worst sushi rolls I ever had was at a all-you-can-eat buffet restaurant we have in Canada. I don't know if you have it in the US or not. Called the Mandarin, and they had it was like a California roll with like the Philadelphia cream cheese in it. I'm like, what the fuck is this? They almost gagged on it. Is that bad?
Well, yeah, they have. I know they have sushi rolls with cream cheese. I've had them before. I don't remember if they were good or not. I assume
They
not.
weren't.
Yeah, I, can't,
I
I don't know
usually-
about fish with cream cheese.
Yeah, I think anything with like the imitation crab is like just filler. Yeah, you have to get like the actual, just fish content and rice
Yeah.
for
It
it to
is.
be
It
good.
is just filler.
Yeah.
But if you're getting like a crunch roll with shrimp in there, then I'll eat the crab. It's-
Yeah,
it's
no,
good.
those are good.
Yeah, like yeah,
That
the crunch rolls. Are
tempura
good.
shrimp rolls and raw salmon rolls, or anything with raw salmon, I'm on board.
Yeah, same here.
I always get the albacore. That one's always tasty.
Yeah, and then
Oh,
Fred,
this is
not
making me
Fred,
so hungry.
Trevor was getting the weird ones. He was eating sea urchin and
Yeah, a guy had sea urchin. It was like paste.
yeah, clams and I think he had octopus. That ain't too bad, but
Sea urchin gets you hard.
yeah,
Or kills you.
yeah. Then we got the free sake too. That was nice.
Ooh.
Trevor's a looker, so
Yeah, he's the handsome white man of the
Yeah.
group. And then Miguel's the bruiser.
they made him switch spots and shit.
Yeah, she's like, you sit over here.
What?
Yeah, they did make him switch spots.
Yeah, because
Why?
me and Trevor were the only ones
It
doing
was
all
the
you can eat.
all-you-can-eat guys and then the other guys.
They were trying to make
That's
us squeeze in a booth. I was like, give me a chair.
that's segregation.
Yeah, Paul said, "Hey, give me a chair." And she gave him a chair. She looked like, "Ooh, sorry." She gave him a chair.
Don't make that mistake again.
Party of 5, 5 seats. Come on.
Yeah, I think Miguel learned from the last like 3 times that he went when you get all you can eat. It's too much food, and what he does is he ends up hiding the sushi rolls like throughout the plate. So like one's under an oyster shell, one's like under the pickles, one's like drowned in fucking soy sauce.
You know what's funny though is like the whole time we were there, he was like felt like he was getting eyeballed by the chefs.
Yeah, because they know him. They know he's the one doing that.
Yeah, I was like, they have your picture printed up in the kitchen. They're like, oh, he's here, the stuffer.
The sushi hider. The Undertaker, because it
Yeah.
was like under the pickles.
The burrier. But yeah, that was fun. Cause you were mentioning you're like, yeah, I want to eat, and I was like, yeah, let's just go.
I said I wanted to eat, and I didn't. Well, I guess I ate something. But Paul, man, he really dug in. He took it seriously when I said I want to eat.
Yeah,
Chomping down.
you guys doubted it. Skin
I
and all.
suppose we did.
You're one of those
I was
guys who can like pack away a lot more than it looks like you should be able to.
I look like I'm able to do that.
I think we've all gained some weight since high school.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
I've gone
I was
full circle. I've lost weight now, so
All right.
like high school and university, packed it on, and then last like 6 or 7 years, I've kind of lost more of it. So it goes full circle.
Yeah, that should be good. All right, we're back. But yeah, uni boy.
All right. Oh yeah, university, man. I said nice flex because Fred said he
mean-
went to university. I think he thought because I said he lost weight.
Weird flex, bro.
No, good on you for losing weight. I will never berate anyone for trying to or losing weight. Why would you do that? Say, what's the matter? Being fat wasn't good enough for you? What?
What are you colder now?
My way of life ain't good enough?
You lost weight, asshole.
Yo, you lost
I don't
weight. You
think I've
lost
lost
muscle,
weight.
bro.
You lost your muscle.
Nah, there was none to lose.
Lost your epic boobage.
But yeah,
Can't flash out at the cops when I get pulled over anymore.
I was gonna mention the only movie that I've watched recently was Night Shift with Henry Winkler. You guys remember Henry Winkler, right?
I remember Henry
bees.
Winkler, but I don't remember that movie though.
Yeah, Paul said covered in bees. No, he wasn't covered in bees in this one. It was it's an 80s movie. It's Night Shift with Henry and Michael Keaton and Shelley Long. She plays a prostitute, and they're like pimps. And in the movie, you get to see Shelley Long's butt, and it's pretty good. Because in Cheers, you know who Shelley Long is, right, Fred? Diane Chambers, Cheers.
Yeah.
Diane Chambers. Yeah, I don't think they ever showed her butt in that show. I think they might have. Yeah, I see why
Cheers,
Sam
huh?
was going so crazy. Damn. I think there was one episode where like they're gonna get married, and then I think she's wearing some like lingerie thing. Like when she pops out of the cake, and Sam's like, "It's like, oh, I'm gonna be with the same woman for the rest of my life," and she pops out looking pissed.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I think that's like the closest you get. But yeah. Besides that, all I did today was deliver some shit to the Swedish guy.
Bjorn.
Swedish.
Yeah, Bjorn. My dad was telling me that there was an old guy. He's like long gone now, but like back in the 90s, there was an old man who used to sell the Bjorn too. And I guess there was a tennis player from back then. His name was Bjorn Borg. And this old dude couldn't get it through his head to like call him Bjorn. He would call him Borg. Oh, hey, Borg, how's it doing? Borg. I'm thinking like cyborg. Yep.
Resistance is futile.
Yeah, other than Curb, I just been playing Half-Life 1.
Why'd you comment Half-Life on Radio Free Innsmouth video?
Because he brought up, he had like a quick little George Freeman reference.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of references to everything in there, I guess.
Yeah. So yeah, I've just been on that for a minute now. Great game. I can't believe it passed me by. So I'm
That's
just
an old one, isn't it? Half-Life.
yeah, it's like 98. So I'm just like I just got a PC, so I'm just getting all these retro games that I didn't I miss, like Deus Ex and Legacy of Kain and shit like that.
Deus Ex. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Did you get Voodoo Vince?
No, that's it's a little high dollar for right now. I don't want to beat all the other games I got. High dollar, $20.
Oh wow. Do they have everything like? What do you play on Steam or something?
Yeah, on
Or where do you
Steam
get
and
games?
what was that?
I said, where do you get games on Steam? Like you can get like Xbox and PS2, or what's the deal with that?
Just like some Xbox games and then mainly just PC games. So either games come out and they're console exclusive, or they have what's it called? Or they're on like all three platforms, which would be PC, PlayStation, and Xbox, and then some N64 games like Glover and shit like that are on there.
I rented Glover once. I remember that.
Yeah.
I've never played Glover.
I don't remember much of it. You're just a glove.
Yeah, you and I, it's just like a 3D platformer.
Yeah, it's kind of like I don't know. What would you even compare it to? I don't want to say the Kirby 64 because that one was like a side scroller kind of.
Yeah, I guess kind of like what's that called? Thai something?
Maybe compare it to like Super Mario 64 or something. It's kind of the same format, I think.
I can see mine 64 from here. What cartridge is in there?
Or it's kind of like Spyro. It's kind of like
Doom.
that sort of. It's that sort of
But
thing.
I've got Doom 64 in my N64 right now.
Damn, I got
There
the
you go.
Doom for the Super Nintendo.
Yeah, see, like you can
Oh,
play,
with the red cartridge?
Yeah, the red one.
you can play
Love it.
Doom and Quake and shit like that.
I wonder if you can get the game Brute Force for Xbox. That one was cool.
I
remember
think
my
you
buddy
can.
had
I
that
think I
one.
saw it on there.
Oh yeah, yeah, that one was cool. It was like a bunch of humans on like some alien planet, and all the aliens are these like reptile humanoids with guns and stuff. It was pretty cool.
Yeah. And I'm just trying to play all these old games and got like fucking 40 in my wish list, so we'll see see what becomes discounted. And I'm just going retro because I already have like the consoles to actually handle the newer games anyway.
Yeah, go retro with stuff you haven't played before. Maybe you'll enjoy that.
Yeah.
You play Superman 64.
No, I never played that.
It's probably the worst game ever made for the N64.
Dude, I don't think I had any bad Nintendo 64 games. All my games are pretty cool. I had like Paper Mario and fucking Donkey Kong 64 and Kirby, the Crystal Shards. That one was epic. What the fuck else did they have on there? Oh, I remember I rented Diddy Kong Racing. That was actually pretty fun.
Yeah, that was a good game.
Yeah, there's this
But
game.
watch your playthrough for Superman 64. It's so shit. It's
Oh,
brutal.
you know what
It's
I had
brutal.
that sucked? Mario Golf. That was boring for 64.
Oh yeah.
But what do you expect? It's golf. I mean, I don't know. I thought I'm like a kid. I'm like Mario. Something epic's gonna happen, but no, it's just golf
Golf's sick, bro.
in real life, maybe.
It makes me sick.
Ah!
Damn.
I think I rented Pokemon Snap one time. That game's pretty dumb.
Oh yeah.
I have that. It's actually pretty fun.
Is it still as a grown man?
I mean, I haven't played in like 6 years, but
Oh, and then they got Earthworm Jim. I was gonna play
Earthworm
those too.
Jim.
oh god, yeah.
That game's hard.
Got that.
I did like the
and-
cartoon though. I think it was the guys who did Cat Scratch. If you remember that.
Mm-mm.
You remember Cat Scratch on Nickelodeon?
No.
Oh, dude, that show was epic.
Although I want to watch Dexter's Lab now.
Watch Earthworm Jim on YouTube.
Yeah, just get your Cheerios, your Honey Nuts, and watch an episode of Dexter.
One Cheerio you found on the floor and dig in.
Why did you call out Cheerios and your Honey Nuts separately? That sounds weird.
I forgot you like
you-
them particularly coated.
Yeah, you can use Fred. You can use alchemy to combine them.
Excellent.
Then you're cooking. It's like tap your fingers together. Excellent.
But yeah, if the viewers have any FPS games that are like Half-Life, let me know so I can play them. Feel like I've went through all my resources of ones to play, like all the system shocks and shit like that.
If the viewers like Shelley Long, watch The Money Pit with Tom Hanks. I think she gets almost nude in that movie too.
You look that up.
No, I've been watching that movie since I was a kid, dude. The Money Pit, it's funny. If you like Tom Hanks, you know, The Burbs and whatnot.
I'm gonna do a real dad joke now. You've been watching that movie since you were a kid. That's a long movie.
Laurel and Hardy har har. Damn, the fucking Menace Fred laugh. It hurts my soul like a shotgun every time he does
Fucking-
that.
It's terrible.
I feel like Shannon would know that movie, Night Shift and The Money Pit. He always seems to know these older movies from the 80s.
Yeah, I thought Shannon threw out his TV.
Oh
a while
yeah.
ago.
Well, he's seen some movies. I don't know.
He's seen some things.
I saw him in the wild when I was listening to the second Seance album from like 2 years ago.
Salt rubbed eyes.
Yeah, Salt Rubbed Eyes.
What'd it
I
say,
saw a comment from
Proggy?
him. It said Proggy. Yeah, Salt Rubbed Eyes, man. I had heard it before, but I guess I had forgotten how cool it is. It's really it's different, man. All those riffs are just, like totally unique, and it's fucking heavy. They got a giant bass sound in there.
Yeah.
I think even the dude from Leukemia was like, it's like that's the ideal bass sound. Just this giant fuzzed out thing.
Yeah, just wait. Like, just blows right out of the gates with like that heavy ass bass sound. Awesome. Chopped up and desecrated.
You guys check out that Triarchy song I sent you, Save the Con.
No.
No, I didn't get a chance to.
Damn it! It's old. It's from '79. It's like OG, you know, NWOPHM.
That's older than I am.
Did you guys or do you guys know the band Sarcophagus from Illinois?
Yes.
I don't know.
That has a weird ass bass sound on their first album. For we who are consumed by darkness.
How do you spell sarcophagus? Because I spelled them sarcophagus.
Yeah,
But
that's
that's
exactly
the
how you
one-
sell it.
Well, that's the one from Finland, eh?
It's a SARCOPA or PHAGUS. And then it's
Wow,
gonna
we're
be
spelling it with
the
an F.
it's gonna be the last one.
Doom
last,
Death.
the last Black Death one.
Oh, let's see. Oh, they look cool.
Yeah, wasn't Nakahata in that?
They look cool. Look at they're making funny faces.
You know, seeing like they're like in some guys in Demented Ted and shit
Whoa.
like that. They got a lot
And Judas Iscariot.
Which album?
of the first one. That's the one I listened to.
Whoa! Der Ubermensch.
Fuck Pig.
Fuck Pig. Yeah, this seems pretty cool. 1996.
Yeah, they got
This has
a
a cool bass. Alright.
weird bass sound in there.
Alright, let me put this in the liked videos, dude. I'm interested. I'm interested in 90s death metal I ain't heard before, and I don't think I've ever heard
It's more
this.
like black
It's
metal.
like metal.
Black. Yeah, I guess it's got some decent death metal influence in there, but I'd call it black metal first and foremost.
But then it has like death metal groove in it though. It's weird.
Yeah. Like they caught my attention when I realized that the guy from Judas Iscariot was in there, and that's I don't have any other albums though. I should fix that.
Yeah, Krieg and
Fix it.
that was a scary one.
I thought it was the other one.
Oh, the guy on the drums, he was in From Broken Hope, Brutality, Dying Fetus, Insanity, or how do you say that shit, Fred? Insanity.
Oh, in Satanity.
There you go.
Oh, Satanity. Yeah, Satanity.
The guy on
was
the drums,
listening to,
was that Cryptic
Oh.
Winter, or who was that?
Yeah, and Viogression.
Oh, Viogression. I forgot about that. That band was cool.
Yeah, they just
The album
came
that came out with
2 years ago.
couple of years ago was really good.
Really?
Yeah.
How's the album cover? Dude, I didn't know they had anything besides, like, that one album with the funny album art.
They had another album that came out like the year after.
98.
It was like a
Album
like
art
some sort
actually
of
looks not too bad.
for which one?
The Third Stage of Decay.
Yeah, no, the artwork's really cool on that.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad at all. Yeah, I feel like God, so many bands are terrible at getting good artwork. Like the We're Back bands, they always like pick something very just kind of shitty looking. These guys actually
Morbid
yeah.
Saint.
Yeah, Morbid Saint. Still haven't heard that, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna have to.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
dropped, Fred. Did you listen to it?
You know what? I haven't listened to it yet, but I didn't realize that the
Yeah, we're really
vocalist,
putting it
the old vocalist was back. So that gives me a little bit more hope. The cover is cringe, but I don't like Ed Repka art in general, so that's not too surprising.
Yeah, we remember the hands.
But like, yeah. Oy. But like I've looked at some reviews, just some preliminary reviews, and they seem pretty positive. So I don't know, cautiously optimistic about it.
How much they pay him? No, I'm just kidding.
Not enough.
Listening to the Necromantic Worship second demo yesterday. Forgot how cool it was. It's actually really nice. Especially the song Scarlet Horror. You guys remember Necromantic Worship A from the Netherlands?
Yeah, the Necromantia
Yes.
band, right?
Yeah, the Necromantia sort of band. They're not totally like Necromant. I mean, they are, but
Wait, is that
I feel
the
like
one with
there's enough.
the guy with the witch hat?
No, I don't think so. I think he was wearing like a cloak or something in his band picture. Yeah, that stuff is actually pretty solid. Sort of like what do you call that? Occult Black Death shit.
Make witch hats in black metal great again.
Oh, and then I was listening to Angel Cunt too. I think we might have mentioned Angel Cunt for a second on the episode with Chubb. That's actually really cool. Like, I guess you would call it art goat, like influence kind of stuff. I mean, the name Angel Cunt. I think that's right.
How could it not be? Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. How what else is it gonna be?
they didn't pull that name out of their behind.
And then Fred, I don't know if you know. You probably do know. You know, Malicious Onslaught is, right?
Yeah, I have the first album. I'm looking for a copy of Brutal Gore still, but I think
Oh, you
Brutal
want
Gore's
that?
better. Yeah,
Here, you can have mine.
please.
I'm just kidding. I don't have it.
Ugh.
I know I've heard this stuff in the past. Like I was telling Paul, I remember even back in like 2009, 2010 when I was still like searching frantically for thrash stuff. Malicious Onslaught would always show up. And
Yeah.
I guess now it seems like the qual that people have with it is the production, that it's just very strange, and they have all these like patches that just pop up out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's
But,
really
I'm-
inconsistent,
I'm-
especially on that first album. It's a total mess.
I haven't listened to them fully, but I'm very interested still, with like the little bits and pieces that I've heard over the week. Still interested in hearing that.
Brutal Gore is a really good album. Rebellious Mayhem is charming. It's really unsteady,
Yeah,
but it's
Brutal Gore seems to be the one that I'm more interested in.
Steady.
yeah, definitely
Steady.
steady.
All right. Well, should we get into your pick, Dan?
Okay.
And before you do that, sing the Teenage Dirtbag, 'cause I just looked at the video thumbnail of that.
Just a teenage dirtbag baby like you. Ooh,
How's that?
Nailed it.
That was
Nailed
great.
it.
like you.
Yeah, the live video of that we were talking about. Somebody said like, "Oh, there's two chicks in the room," and the guy's just like, "Nah, I got this."
And then the chick's like fucking laughing at him.
Yeah, they're like laughing at him as he's doing it. Because if you remember that song, that's like that was supposed to be the chick part, like asking the dude out. But the singer just did it. He just like raised his voice a bit.
He got it.
That's good stuff. The American Pie Core,
College rock.
College Rock. That's right.
Collage.
Fred knows all about that.
Oh yeah.
I went to college. Points to your eye.
All right, but Dan, what are we doing here? What
What do we got?
Triphane.
with the F?
Triphane. No, Triphane with a PH.
Hmm.
Triphane. And I think I looked it up because I didn't know what that meant. Apparently, it's like some type of mineral that's in a certain kind of diamond or crystal or something.
Oh.
So you would say that this band's a hidden gem?
Oh.
They're minerals, Marie. Jesus Christ.
Fred like
Yeah.
that one. The dad in them.
Yeah, so Triphane. Well, this
Also, just I gotta call it the Breaking Bad reference. That was awesome.
yes, good. Yeah, so this is a one-man project from Houston, Texas. Houston.
Is it pronounced
And
Houston?
by the fella that goes by the name of Plague. And I think older millennials may remember this guy. He was in a somewhat popular depressive black metal band called I'm in a Coffin. And
Yep.
I remember that band. One of my old band members was into them, and I know Paul was into them too. And I remember kind of liking their stuff, so I had to give that a check out again. And I didn't love everything on that. What was it called, man? One Final Action from 2008.
Yeah.
I liked the song "Finally Happy" because I feel like what they do on that song is a little bit more reminiscent on what you would hear with Triphane. It's ugly. It's the I'm in a Coffin thing. It's like a mix of ugly and kind of sad, emotional. You know what you would get from depressive black metal, but it's actually pretty cool. At least that song is really cool. I feel like real metal dudes would be into that. The rest of it, I don't know. Maybe not so much. I guess you'd have to listen and find out for yourself. But yeah, so
Let's find out.
Triphane, yeah, so Triphane is pretty ugly. They're as a one-man project. I guess I guess you would call it dissonant black metal, maybe, but I feel like it's very different than maybe some of the dissonant black metal you might have in mind. I mean,
So like the newer bands too.
yeah, there's a lot of newer bands. I kind of talked about bands that have like the grandiose album art, like it's supposed to mean something, like fucking not Avsky, but what the hell was that? Aosof and things like that. Basically, it feels like dissonant black metal is doing what me and Paul are now calling the Macedon riff, and you'll hear a lot of that in something like Deathspell Omega, and a lot of bands like if you looked up the similar artists to Deathspell Omega, you're probably gonna get a lot of bands that are doing these Macedon riffs. And I told you that, Paul, and you're like, now I can't unhear that.
Yeah.
It's like apparent, and something about it feels very not metal.
Yeah, because that's
And
like the progressive part of the band, you know?
yeah,
It's like
but
these
it's
weird
progressive.
little
It's
sludge.
Yeah, but it's progressive in exactly like a new modern sludge way, and I really don't care for that sort of stuff. It depends on what it is. Maybe if we're talking about like, God, what was the name of that black doom band from Norway? Faustcoven or Faust?
Yeah, yeah.
something like
Yeah,
that?
Faust Coven.
Yeah. See, I like something like that, but when it comes to maybe some other things, I'm not that into. I kind of wanted to look up Deathspell Omega real quick to see if I can get a Svarti Daldi. Here's one
yeah.
from yeah, maybe something like that I'm not into, and then this Icelandish band, Mystery Morning. Not quite into stuff like that. That does feel a little bit more modern and like post rock. Let's just call it post rock because that's what fucking Macedon feels like. They feel like a post rock band. But Triphane to me feels like something else. Triphane almost feels like not quite dissonant, but some sort of like an expression of the soul or something. It's quite strange. I mean, we'll get
It's
into
very
this.
it's very stream of consciousness, isn't it?
Yeah. We'll get into what the sound is here. I mean, and maybe some of the things that's going on. But I guess initially, I heard this. I don't exactly know when. I went back through my favorited videos on YouTube, and all I don't favorite anything anymore now. I just like everything. So my favorited videos were probably during the time like between 2009 and 2011. So this is stuff that I haven't heard in a really long time, and I was kind of again going through like a just going through all the stuff that I'd listened to like over 10 years ago and seeing what was going on there. And I saw Triphane. I remember just thinking like this is probably sick black metal, and I heard it and I'm like, you know what, I think this is something worth bringing onto the show because it is so different. And also I've never heard anybody mention them before. And it just
Triphane's
so
in my
hap-
favorites, y'all.
This is my favorite, y'all. Yeah, and it's kind of interesting too. It just so happens to be the guy from I'm in a Coffin, and he's got a bunch of other projects, and most of them are this sort of ugly, disgusting side of black metal, or this very strange atmospheric stuff. But I think out of all the stuff that this guy has done, including I'm in a Coffin, I think this is probably my favorite release of his. Yeah, I'm curious to. Before we dive into it totally, what were your guys' initial feelings or reactions or, to this thing?
Freddie?
I hadn't heard this before.
Huh?
I hadn't heard this before. And
Heard
the
Damn.
the first thing, I know I'm gonna get ragged on for this because Paul
Please.
said the first one to mention these guys is a rotten egg, but
Were you scared?
a little bit. The noodly guitars at the beginning just were pure Black Legions. Like it was. I don't know if you guys ever heard the split between Glorm and Venombre.
I don't think so.
No, like it was recorded back in like '95 or something, and he didn't actually release it until like 10 years ago. But the Glorm half is just like guitar solo, and it's like a black metal Yngwie Malmsteen sort of deal. And the opening guitar tone and kind of noodling reminded me a lot of that sort of thing. And like the other weirdo projects like Zilvarv or whatever the other Black Legion products you want to bring up.
Sort of reminded me of Belka today a little bit.
Yeah, exactly, that sort of thing. And the bass, as it was kind of just rumbling along, made me think of Vaughn or even Demon Sea.
Yep,
So
me
it was a
too.
really, really weird mix between the two. But it worked really well. It gave like a total aura of just despair and chaos and just insanity.
Yeah, something you don't hear very often. And I mean, if you do hear it in some of the bands that you're talking about and some of the bands that I'll bring up, you don't hear it quite like this. I don't think I've ever heard anything quite like this.
Paul,
There's like
over to
maybe
you.
there's like maybe one band in particular. Hell Rot is what I was thinking. This might be like that might be the closest thing to this. Hell Rot. Maybe I'll get into them after. I wanted to ask you, Fred. What you're gonna have to send me that that LLN split. That sounds cool, and I don't think I've ever heard it.
Yeah, for sure.
And that also reminds me of you probably know what this is because I know you're a black metal guy at heart, mainly, right? The LLN. Is somebody calling me? Who the fuck is my phone? Oh, there it is. Oh, it's a fucking spammer.
Do what J Dog does.
Hello? What? Hi, Lila, from Aloha Travel. You're on the air. You're on the air on the BBR podcast. Say hello to the world. Lila, you there? Say hello. You're live on the air. Yeah, you're on the BBR podcast. You have anything you'd like to say to the folks at home?
Special guest.
Special guest, Lila. Everybody give her a round of applause. Click, 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 click,
Hey,
tap, 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 tap,
woo!
tap, tap. She can't hear you guys, but we can hear you, Lila.
But we can cheer for her.
We can cheer for Lila. What's up, Lila? What are you calling about? It said potential. Oh, she hung up.
Some people just don't appreciate being thrown into the spotlight.
Bitch! No, I was kidding.
Don't you fucking call here again.
She goes, oh, really? That's what she said. Oh, really, fool? Really?
Haven't heard that one before.
What?
Really just say that?
Wasting my goddamn time. But
now I'm clicking. Oh, one last thing I wanted to say, Fred. Sorry, Paul.
Yeah.
The LLN thing. Have you ever heard one of these songs that's like, it's like a surf song? It's like, and then they go like, ah, gonna boss gonna do 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 do. You ever heard that thing?
I've heard pretty much everything from the Black Legions that's available, and I'm sure I have heard it, but off the top of my head and the way you're singing it, I can't think of which one it is.
That's exactly the way it sounds.
Well,
And
then
again, it's going to be one of these names that's like, it's going to be like one of those.
French gibberish.
Yeah, gibberish. Anyways, Paul, what did you say?
Oh, yeah, what I thought about this band, it's like somehow peering into the dark timeline of dissonant black metal. And it's like when I was initially trying to find shit like this a while ago, along the lines of like the later
Black Murder,
Leviathan
probably.
and Black Murder and shit like that, just
Oh, Leviathan. Okay, good one.
yeah, like ugly black metal. This is pretty much what I wanted to hear because
Yeah.
I was hearing other bands, like the Deathspell Omegas, Blue Dust Nord, and
Yeah, shit that's... Well, I will say this. The first couple Blue Dust Nord albums are good.
yeah,
Later stuff, not really my thing, but,
yeah. But this is black metal to me.
Oh, yeah, this is totally...
It's on the whole other spectrum from that beautiful ass Hakuja.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like that? We covered Hakuja last time, and they're kind of on the depressive black metal spectrum. And this band is from around the same time. I think the same year, actually, that Hakuja release came out. And it's also kind of related to depressive black metal. But, yeah, two totally different things.
Black metal is a spectrum.
Sure is.
But yeah, this is a great pick. Should we get into well, there's only fucking 3 songs. We should just listen to it in order.
Yeah, sure thing.
Yeah, might as well.
So we'll listen to the first track, Conclave. We'll be right back. All right, we're back. That was great.
That sucked.
Intense. Very intense.
Kraken.
That was, yeah, you're getting pretty good at that.
Practice makes perfect.
But you said you're hearing Vaughn and Demon C, and you said Sec Pig, right?
Yeah, Sect
Yeah.
Pig. Which Sect Pig is like Vaughn worship type stuff. I think you actually have the cassette of Sect Pig, don't you, Paul?
Yeah.
Wherever did you acquire that piece?
The world may never know.
I
Keep
thought it
your
was
secrets
I
then.
thought the death metal guy gave that to you.
He did.
I remember he gave us a bunch of cassettes, and I was like, "All right, Paul, which one do you want?" I'm like, crossing my fingers. I'm like, "Don't take the Sect Pig," and you took that one. I'm like, "Give it to me." Give me that. But yeah, you were talking about the cover
Go
art
full
here.
Gollum on him.
Oh, yeah. This cover art, the skeleton did not miss leg day. He's like all hips and ribs, and then just muscular fucking legs.
Yeah, funny enough, I think Fred mentioned that this is also the cover art for the Canadian thrash band Overthrow, right?
Yeah,
is.
this is.
Yep.
It's like that show. Adam ruins everything. Fred ruins
Yeah.
everything.
Well, actually, fuck Adam ruins everything.
Actually,
That guy's such a friggin' jamoke. I remember I used to like that guy back when I was one of those types. I don't. What do you want to call that? I was one of those guys. I was like a George Carlin fan, a Adam ruins everything. Let's just call it a Redditor before Reddit existed.
4chaner.
No, I was never a part of that. I was never like a deep internet guy. I never did any shit like that. I was just more in the mindset, if you know what I mean.
it's all in the mind.
It's all in the hips. Oh, recipes from Carl Weathers.
But yeah, that bass dropout was like totally all those bands we'd mentioned earlier, and then Fred Rotten Egg said fucking Belcatre, Mutilation at the beginning with those just guitars by themselves, and I wanted to mention the drumming on here. It sounds like electronic. Well, it's obviously programmed, but it's like doing industrial sort of marching beats and shit
Yeah,
on the
yeah,
snare.
exactly. Martial industrial. It's doing like definitely inhuman. Well, not quite inhuman, but
just
something
like-
a drummer would not. A regular drummer wouldn't do things like that.
Yeah, it's weird because it's like he goes from like a blast beat and then it just goes into like a 6/8 roll, but it's like the same thing. And it sounds like someone could perform that as like a percussionist on an electronic kit, not like
Yeah.
really sitting down on a full set. But
Yeah, it's not really clear if this is programmed drums or not. But
I think for sure it is.
It probably is.
Because like the weird thing about it is like, you know, with the blast beat or, you know, any kind of beat, you're gonna be hitting a cymbal along with you know, the kick or something. But for some reason, it's like only on the snare hits that you can hear like a little fucking crash or hi-hat, and that's going like on a sporadic beat like that. It's like those are when you hear it instead of like, you know, counting the whole BPM along with it like you would with you know, an actual drummer would do. But yeah,
Yeah.
it's good.
It's just weird to me to hear like the bottom end of this going so, again, Demon C, Behar, whatever.
You wouldn't
then-
expect something like that.
No, and then the high end just being total like raw Black Legion style black metal. It's such a weird dichotomy to hear the two at the same time. It works together, but it's a bit of a mindfuck.
And it's like
Yeah.
going in between like two notes on like the leads that's supposed to be like the dissonant parts. It's like beanie 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 beanie, but like doing a tremolo version of that, and then changing the, you know, space in between the notes and shit for the melodies. And then Dan, you were gonna mention the like harmonies on here because there's like a second guitar that comes as well towards the
I
end.
think there actually might be 3 guitars on this because like the end that you're hearing with the bass is almost a little bit too clear. I feel like you wouldn't be able to distinguish if it was just bass. I think there is a guitar on the bottom, and then I think there's two lead guitars kind of working in harmony, but really fucking, really, really fucked up harmonies. Um, I think the closest thing you would get to the harmonies here are from a band called Hellrot that I actually heard. Let's see, that one's from 2006. Yeah, a band called Hellrot, and I heard that on the Terminus podcast. They use it as like an interlude song during their Demon Sea review when they reviewed the new Demon Sea, and yeah, I think that's totally a Vaughn thing, and it's also totally it's like a mix of Vaughn stuff and fucked up like LLN shit, like the harmonies that kind of just make you sick.
Yeah. Yeah, total fucking black murder shit.
Yeah, totally.
Which is like peak black metal for me. And this is
Yeah,
right up there with
and
it.
that's kind of the coolest thing is that you get two of the ugliest black metal sounds combined into one. You get the ear rape like high end, and then on the bottom you get these really simplistic like Demon Sea or Nocturnal Blood Fawn, that kind of Black Death sort of shit. Maybe even like Profanatica at like their simplest moments or something,
Yeah, when I was listening to this, I was like,
which is so cool.
yeah, I made that that gave that image of like looking into a dark timeline of dissonant black metal. It's like when you look into this, like these songs, you know, they obviously have like a beginning and end, but it seems like it just goes on forever, even though it's just these 3 tracks. You know, it's just like that's just going on parallel to the reality of dissonant black metal, and then it's just like when you peer into that, it's just like pure chaos, ugly, nasty fucking black metal.
Yeah, there was something else that this sort of reminded me of, and this is just the bottom end when it comes to some of those simplistic, like, heavy riffs. It kind of reminded me of a band that Angel and Black Josh liked called Peck, P-A-K.
It's just
Oh,
called Angel.
they were great.
It's called Angel Black Angel too, because he liked black metal.
Yeah, he wasn't black, but he did like black metal, yeah. Black Josh was black, and he still is, and he likes black metal, and we brought him up before.
I'm glad he still is. Whew.
Yes, he's still playing shows here in LA. Unblessing is the name of his band. They're pretty cool. I've
Good
described
band
them as,
actually.
yeah, good band actually. I've described them as like D beat or blast me, but with like D beats. It's pretty interesting stuff. But yeah, I remember they showed me Peck, and I read this review on Metal Archives of Peck, and I remember it saying something kind of funny. Let's see, what did it say here? It says, well, this is surprising. Everything about Peck seems to scream, we're a black metal band, look at us. But alas, no, this is a dark, blasphemic death metal band. And it says, a 2-piece band from Belgium are like a misguided male in the midst of his sexual prime who is confused by sexuality. He thinks he's homosexual. He'd love to be, but no, it says he'd love to be heterosexual, but deep down he's homosexual, and he fears that he will disappoint his religious parents. So he hides his true desires behind a serious rebellious act that lead his parents to question his motives and behavior. The young man is desperate for his parents to never discover his sexuality and his strong Christian beliefs. Peck are suffering from a rudimentary style that pushes the listener away. Well, yeah, I don't.
That's
I
way
think this
too
guy-
specific of a scenario to not be true of the writer.
I mean, maybe this guy actually knows the dudes from Peck, but yeah, that just seems like he's trying to totally just rip on them.
Yeah.
Peck is actually good. I would.
They're great.
I don't think that a lot of people have heard of Peck before. They don't
No.
seem to pop up very often. But yeah, good band actually.
Yeah, Preaching Evil is a fantastic album. It's there was a little bit of a hubbub around them when they came out, but it didn't last very long. And
What's all the hubbub?
well, yeah. No, but Preaching Evil, fantastic. The demo, Vomit on the Priest, or something along those lines, also fantastic.
What's for dinner tonight, Puff Mama? Chili.
Actually.
Yeah, I think I think is just a normal state. Oh, you know what else? One more thing about that bottom end, kind of reminded me of This
No
might just
more,
go back
no
to the other
more.
stuff. No, I know one more. It kind of sounded like shit that like in the beginning especially sounded like shit that Autopsy would do, but like a really really dumbed down version of Autopsy.
Yeah.
And I think just as a general thing, as an extreme metal fan, if you fancy yourself an extreme metal fan, I feel like you have a duty to like Triphane, the one Triphane demo.
Yeah, it's an experience. You have to live through it at least once.
What
I
should we
think
get into?
yeah, I'll bring up some more crap after the next sample.
Yeah, what is this one called? Under the Serpent's Hiss.
I believe the next one's called. Oh, is that the one you want to play next? I think
And
the next one in line might be the other one, the Sapphires. What was it called?
I'm going off the Metal
Sapphire's Flame, maybe?
Archives.
Oh, okay, yeah, for sure, homie.
All right.
Yo, whatever you want to do, dog.
Under the Serpent's.
Okay. Yeah.
we're back. It sounds like that track didn't finish, huh? Or it was like a quick fade out.
Something went
Yeah,
horribly
it
wrong
was
at the end. They're like, dude, fade it out, fade it out.
Yeah, fade it out real quick. I
But
mean, it doesn't sound like it's falling apart though. It sounds like everything's kind of where it's supposed to be.
yeah, I was
Maybe
like
just-
mentioning,
maybe
I
it's just
don't,
a
I
bad
don't,
rip.
I don't know. Yeah, we've experienced that with Wood Norton, but it was just like like I don't know what exactly leading the song. I don't know if it's like riff based music or just music for the vocals to lay over. But definitely the drums is doing like a drum line type of thing. I don't think that's leading it either. Um, I think it's all kind of just
They were
going in
both
its own
kinda-
directions.
They were both both guitars were kind of doing a something. It's like the rhythm was going, and then the lead guitars are going like.
Yeah, but it seemed like it did like variations on just that.
No, it did. It definitely did variations on that. That's like the main thing to follow.
Yeah.
Is that rhythm part. But after that, yeah. I mean, somebody had left a comment on the first song, not this one, but they're like, this seems formless. This seems like scaleless or almost riffless. I don't think it does because I honestly can follow everything that's happening. It's not that you can't follow it. It's just so ugly that your mind kind of makes you believe that it's doing something that is maybe just confusing to,
It's
to,
Yeah.
to most listeners.
shadow people music.
Yeah. But honestly, I can follow all of it.
Well, I could follow like certain parts, but I'm just saying like what's the other instruments? What are they following? You know, in a compositional way. But you know, it's probably the riffs off. You know, but I just couldn't pick that up
Yeah.
because it sounds like the vocals are doing its own thing, the guitars are on its own, and the drums are just like, check out my paradiddles.
Yeah, you said the in the comments somebody said this sounds like, what did it say, lung cancer or something?
Yeah. And then there was like that dropout of like the interlude part. I was like, it sounds like cursed dungeon synth.
Yeah, it sounds 8-bitty, dark and 8-bit. With the lung cancer thing, the way this sounds, it kind of reminded me of the Green Mile, where John Coffey like spews out that black fucking disease. Like that's what this sounds like. That's just like black disease floating in the air.
Yeah, we gotta mention the vocals on here though.
Yeah, all the vocals are terrific. There's like 3 different vocals. There's like a death metal vocal, a kind of screeching black metal vocal that sounds
Yeah.
like, to me it sounds like the Eisenwinter demo from '99. It was called Reichswinter. He's
I
doing
was-
like screams like that.
I was
I
thinking
was
his
thinking more
screams.
Leviathan.
I was
Oh,
thinking his
really?
screams sound like a fucking crow. Yeah, like a bird and shit. Oh, what
Yeah,
was the
that's-
last one?
That's sick. Oh, the other vocals that he does. The other vocals are like, it sounds like he's dying. It doesn't sound like any band in particular, but it sounds like he's fucking like screaming for his life.
Yeah, he's like,
he's
you
just
can
got
hear
like
the
his-
vocal
It
break.
sounds like somebody crushed his entire arm, and it's like a bloody mess.
Yeah, and you can hear the vocal breaks in it too, where his like voice cuts out. It's good.
That's when the bone breaks.
And not just the bone, but like every like skin cell just like flattens out and like spreads out. It sounds like a death curling scream or something like that.
Now, for that song, like that very beginning tone was, for some reason, it reminded me exactly of that first. I don't know if it was the first or second Branicol demo to Conf. Had that really bizarre guitar tone to it. And yeah, this track I find is a bit more akin to that more chaotic, dissonant vibe than the first one.
Yeah, they somehow
like,
have their own
Aosof,
atmosphere, each of
things
them.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, it has something. It has something in common with those dissonant black metal bands that people are into nowadays, or at least the ones that are kind of known as being dissonant black metal, right?
And, like-
It's kind of like if
it's
Death
like a
Metal
slight
Omega
precursor.
tried to progress but weren't smart enough to and kept the production shit.
Yeah, it's a really interesting thing. You know for sure like it's trying to be as not as ugly as possible, because it's not. It's not even that. It's chaotic, but not to a point where it's like impossible to follow grindcore. It definitely wants to keep a certain type of atmosphere, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was you said you were gonna write down what this sounds like? Or did you already mention that, Dan?
Well, I said the Green Mile thing,
Oh,
and I wrote down Eisenwinter. There was one other band I mentioned, Hellrot, just like on the last sample. But as far as like ugly black metal bands go, Fred might know this one. There's one other band that kind of does this raw black. Um,
don't
like
beat me to it.
no. It's like raw black, but intentionally ugly. Black metal. I think this band is from Australia. They're called Forbidden Citadel of Spirits.
Hmm.
I actually
yeah.
yeah, they're really cool. I actually used one of their songs on the RFI outro. Yeah, they're kind of confusing too. Like their structures are confusing, just like this, the way that Triphane's structures are kind of confusing.
Everyone asking about the intro song though.
Yeah, I know everybody like Dawn of Dreams.
But this guy shared or was in a band with what's his name? Beelzeth. What is this band called? It's like
I'm in a
Thorell.
coffin.
Thorell.
Oh yeah, the Funeral Doom band.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah, I
Plague and
checked out a
him.
bunch of that stuff.
That shit's good, and I was looking up other bands on that label, Pale Host Recordings,
Yeah.
and the band, what was it? I think it might have just been a band that he was a part of. The other guy, not Plague, Zahenna. This shit sounds exactly like this, and it's
really?
so good, and it comes out almost like 7 years later, 2015, or I guess 8 years later.
Zahenna.
Yeah.
You know what? I saw this, and I think I looked this up, but yeah, maybe I didn't give a good enough listen.
No, this is good. When I first heard this, it's
Yeah, the logo looks really cool.
they got something going on in the water in Texas. Might be just oil water.
Yeah, I'll have to check out Zahenna. Yeah, because they had like one song on there, right? They had like one
Yeah.
song on YouTube.
Yeah,
It's a little bit different. It's not quite.
I
the
feel like
same
this is
as,
more
Triphane.
intelligible than what's going on with.
Yeah, I feel like Triphane kind of works as a full like 3 guitars or 2 guitars, and Zahenna could work as like 1 guitar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna tell you, for the song that I used for the RFI sample. I like the song title. It's Forbidden Citadel of Spirits. The song is called "My Goat Thrusts for the Ointment." So he's having some ouchies.
I
guess.
love black metal.
I love black metal.
We lost me metal.
Oh man. Yeah. This is why I love black metal. Just the pure ridiculousness.
What was that? What the hell song is that? Yeah.
That's a ridiculous theme. Ridiculous.
Oh, that's the ridiculousness theme with Rob Dyrdek.
Yeah.
I always thought he acted like such a. He was too goofy in that show. He acted like such a dumbass.
Yeah. You know who's not goofy though? Plague.
True
You
that.
don't fuck around with the Triphane.
You see his band picture on Metal Archives?
Yeah, that's a curse. Or what's that called? The spaghetti pasta, or what is that called?
A creepy pasta.
Creepy pasta, yeah.
Spaghetti pasta.
Spaghetti pasta. That
Ooh,
feels
spaghetti pasta.
Well, I was thinking of like the
That
flying
feels
spaghetti.
redundant.
I was feeling like the flying spaghetti monster in my head as well.
Spaghetti pasta. That's like saying tuna fish.
Hey, JJ Dog, that's not a good character. Mama, pink panty wearing.
Yeah. Should we go into
Yeah.
the last song?
Yeah, but you see
Yeah.
Plague there. He's like got a bottle of whiskey and like a bunch of Camel cigarettes, and he's like huddled into the corner. He's almost like in the corner, like Josh from fucking what was that movie? The Blair Witch Project. Tell me where you are, Josh.
Gosh.
Oh yeah. Last sample.
Yeah, saddest.
Saddest.
Sapphire Flame, the third song.
This is the one that I had favorited.
All
The
right,
other two I don't believe I had heard before.
we'll be back. Did you guys make it out of that one alive?
Just barely.
Yeah, barely. Yeah,
Barely.
just like that. Just like that, it's over.
3 tracks.
They all have remarkably different textures. Like
They do.
it sounds like they were all done in different recording sessions with different equipment.
Yeah, it kind of does. All these songs do have different production. It's really weird.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's cool though.
yeah. I feel like this sort of has the same atmosphere as like some of the like late 2010s bands had. Like in particular, I'm thinking of Grave Miasma or like or Kelly and Oracle from Sweden. It's just produced in a different way. I mean, a lot of that stuff could be doing what this is doing, but those bands kind of seem to focus more on good production and not really leads. It seems like the whole band was just rhythm based, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Say like Grave Miasma is more of a rhythm based band rather than anything else really. And you can kind of hear the leads in that going from maybe like one of the lower strings, 3 simple notes, and then doing the same 3 notes again higher, and then towards the end of the song doing those same 3 notes but with 2 guitars and like chording, so you kind of get a giant like misanthropic disgusting harmony.
Yeah, it has like
and then it just ends.
it has like electronic music kind of build up with like adding more and more to it until it like just ends.
And that's the thing with like the drums on this particular track sound a lot more. Yeah. They sound a lot more programmed than on the other tracks, I find.
Yeah, well that's actually
Yeah, but I think
utilizing the
those-
drum machine, so it's good.
Exactly. The beats kind of make it more uneasy. You know, the riffs and the production is uneasy as you can get. But this
Like,
guy
yeah.
decided not to do regular drum beats. He decided to do these like strange rhythmic like spasms, and it's I feel like it totally fits with what this demo is all about. You know.
Yeah, because
It
anyone
does sound more alien.
Yeah, because anyone that can fucking, pick up the 6 can do a blast beat and shit. But especially even programming it too, that's even easier. Just copy paste the blast beat until the song's over. But yeah, to make these, beats and stuff, it's
Extra weird.
way better.
Yeah.
I feel like this might be kind of in the same atmosphere as like something that Impetuous Ritual might want to do, but again, they're kind of going on a rhythm based feel,
I
and
kind
this
of get
band has that, but they also fuck you more with the harmonies.
Yeah, we're thrusting for the ointment.
That's right, just like the goat.
But yeah, I was like getting like a Lurker Chalice vibe too. A couple songs from
That's actually a
that
good
album.
one. That's
Yeah, I can see that.
That's a good comparison. I've forgotten about that band. It's been such a long time since I've listened to Lurker Chalice.
Yeah, that shit's great. I was
I
like,
remember Kyle was big into them.
yeah, I think I got the something from them. I don't know.
Yeah, I remember you had. Did they
Oh,
only have
vinyl.
one album?
Yeah.
They kind of the last Leviathan album before he disbanded for a while was supposed to be a Lurker Chalice album, but there were contractual problems with Moribund, so it wound up getting released as a Leviathan album.
Yeah, I think Lurker of Chalice
Massive
was
Conspiracy Against All Life. It was supposed to be a Lurker Chalice album.
Yeah, I think Lurker of Chalice was a little bit more
Ugly.
listener friendly than than this was.
Oh yeah.
But it
for
was
sure.
it was also more experimental too. It kind of really went out of the way.
Yeah, I know what you mean. There's kind of sporadic fast parts. There's a lot of groovy stuff. There's a lot of like post black ish kind of things.
Then the Crow.
With Triphane, there's
Yeah.
Crow vocalist.
yeah, you get the Crow vocalist, and then you get experimentation, but I guess in a certain way, maybe LLN really is the highlighted influence for this, right? I mean, is that what you guys can take away from this? I mean, that's what I'm hearing.
I'd say so, but I'd say the primary influence, but definitely not the only one.
Like, what do you think of this? Like, Fred, can you contextualize this sound within like American black metal? Because this is from fucking Texas.
Yeah, I kind of was thinking of like stuff, but I think I've already named all
The
the shit.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like the ones we mentioned before, like the undercurrent, like the Vaughn, Profanatica, Demon Sea. That's the influence I hear from the USBM, but this guy was clearly into some of the more European acts, specifically Black Legion. I think.
Well,
I think it's hard to deny that.
isn't that like the whole thing about USBM? It's like doesn't necessarily have its own unique sound. It's more of like some of its influences.
I think, like to me, USBM always it kind of had its own sound, and it was a bit more like straight up aggression and a bit more death metal based. And it, like, if Norwegian black metal was aesthetically in the forests, then USBM was in the streets. If that makes any sense.
Like the concrete
Like
jungle.
USBM might
Yeah.
be like in the grave or in the graveyard or something rather.
Well, like
Yeah, possibly, but it's just like a very different texture to it.
because then one
Yeah,
of like
yeah.
the big like pushes for like modern USBM was like Weakling and shit, Dead as Dreams, and coming out with like Wolves in the Throne Room and stuff, like making it kind of more Cascadian
Yeah,
sounding
that's
Yeah,
when
like
all that sort of
and
stuff
and
coming
away
out.
from
Blah.
being like this, you know.
Yeah, they kind of wanted to make it more beautiful and this kind of
Yeah, they're trying to be like transcendental, where this is like just lurking in the void and shit.
Yeah, not a fan of the Cascadian stuff, but
Yeah.
I do like
I don't think either of us are either.
I do like Dead as Dreams, but
Yeah, I like that one.
those guys were in a band called Black Goat, and that album they released is fucking great.
Better.
That's a USBM classic. Yeah, it's like almost black thrash. It's straight up black metal, but has like a little hint of thrash in it, and it's fantastic.
I don't know that I know that band.
What was
I'd
that
have to say
original
one, too.
name? Black Goat?
Yep, and the album's called Black Goat, and there's a song called Black Goat on it.
Thrash Doom Death.
Fred, is
What?
somebody wiping off a whiteboard or cleaning
No,
a
that's
glass
his
table?
dog. with
My
the squeaky
my
toy.
dog found a squeaky toy, and he decided to sit right next to me.
Yeah, it sounded like somebody wiping off a glass table with Windex. That's what it sounded like.
Yeah, dog's doing his chores.
Yeah, so we have the fucking spam caller. We have the dog with the toy. We got all kinds of guests this time.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking at Black Goat right here. I gotta check this out. The first album or By Unseen Force?
There's more than one. What?
I guess so.
The one that was released on Cyber Zara, and then reissued by Nuclear War Now.
Looks like I'm on the
I think you have the wrong black.
Goat.
Yep.
Yeah, not to be confused with Black Goat. There you go. 97.
That's the one.
We'll check it out. Band evolved into Weakling.
Yeah. But Black Goat was better. It was more. I mean, you guys know me. I like my black metal pretty straightforward, and Weakling is not straightforward. Black Goat is very straightforward. So.
Well, we should get into our final thoughts. Fred, you're the black metal, our black
Goat?
metal guy, our black metal goat. But, was this a straightforward release for you, or?
Yes and no. I mean, like, listening to it wasn't a challenge because it's obviously very rooted in sounds that I know. Fucking squeaking. But the mix of sounds in it, especially that first track where you can really hear like the more USBM sound rumbling underneath, and then the more pointed, trebly Black Legion inspired black metal on top. It was a bit of a weird approach that I actually really appreciated because it's not something you hear too often. Usually bands tend to go in like one extreme or the other and don't like find a middle ground, especially one that like uses both in the extreme, and keeps them in that pure distilled manner. So like you'll usually find like a middle ground that's a bit more black metal, a bit more blood death metal, whatever. But this just like kept the bottom end more, you know, bestial, black death, whatever, and the high end just total like raw black metal, which is a weird mix, and I really like that. Vocals were messed up, like us just straight up crazed DSBM angry vocals.
Yeah, with
They're
the
great.
Marshall industrial drums too to throw that off.
Yeah, that gave it a really alien, inhuman feel to it. Kind of added to the insanity of it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it's
no,
a
I really dig this one.
good one man project. It's it wasn't so one dimensional and you know leaning into like one thing like Fred said. It's like actually thought it out and says like I'm actually put 3 guitars in here. I'm gonna make the bass stand out in that like bestial Vaughn type of way, and then having the drums doing some drumline shit really made this stand out. And when I was looking for black metal that was like really ugly in the vein of like Black Murder and Lurker Chalice and shit like that, nothing was really scratching my itch. But if I would have found something like this back then, I would have needed no ointment. But yeah,
I
this
like how
was
that keeps coming back.
yeah. But this was
I'll let them go.
pretty fucking great. Great best black metal pick that you chose, Dan. It's your only one too.
Yeah, I think this is my only... Finally, I got a black metal pick. I tried Wotan Norden, but that wasn't quite black metal, was it?
Wasn't quite good either.
And it wasn't that good either. I wasn't sure how you guys would feel about this one. Because when I
Yeah,
sent
when
it, I'm
you're-
like, this is gonna be kind of one dimensional.
Nah. Yeah, and then
No.
when you were telling me like, oh, you're probably not gonna like it. This is ugly. I was like, no, it's fucking great.
But it
I think
is
the
ugly.
thing that either made it or broke
Am I
it was
ugly?
the drums. Because programmed drums like that can either like make it really shit or make it really weird, and he used it in a way that it worked.
Yeah.
Excuse me, sir. I hope my horrible ugliness will not be a bother to you. Not at all, boy.
My eyes.
Yeah, my eyes. I like when he asked Patrick. He goes, Patrick, am I? Or he goes, maybe it's because you're ugly. And he like licks his finger and like wipes it across his eyebrows. It's like, dun, 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 dun. You gotta be kidding me.
But yeah,
Ugly.
what were you saying about this though? Like you thought we wouldn't like it because it's one dimensional, or you at first you
really
thought?
wasn't sure. I really wasn't sure how you guys would feel about this.
Well, you did. You picked a goodie.
You did good, son. You did good.
Well, all right. I'm glad I went through my favorites and found something.
Well,
And it was
hopefully,
just a random thing.
hopefully next week, Fred can keep the ball rolling with our Black Metal History Month.
Bring another lullaby.
Oh no.
Yeah. There was a couple other bands. They're just more Black Legions bands, but the later ones. So maybe that makes it more modern. I was thinking like not totally, but it kind of has a similar atmosphere to like Vermeth and Recluse a little bit.
Hmm.
Yeah, but those bands are still like kind of normal. This band is definitely not normal, and even something like I was talking about Hellgoat being probably the most similar to this. I feel like that is more accessible for a listener, where this just it kind of isn't. I mean, I feel like most metal guys. I don't know exactly if people would like this or not, but I feel like they owe it to themselves to make themselves like this. I think that it's like this is at some point this is barely metal. It's like barely hanging on as music, but it's still all very solid. It's like hanging off the edge, but it's there.
Yeah,
Close
it
to
works.
the edge.
Right, close to the edge, down by the corner. Down by the river. Yeah, this is just like a genuine fucking a genuine expression of like repugnant feelings.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
Yeah, like the Green Mile guy.
Yeah, where it's like spitting out the disease. He like grabs Tom Hanks' cock and he starts spitting out black shit. Now that's fucking metal.
Maybe that could be the thumbnail.
Oh, John Coffey. I had a thumbnail, but I think I'll change it to him spitting up the black shit.
Please do. Please do.
Yeah, I'll do that. The other thumbnail is gonna be Dan Aykroyd from Tommy Boy, where he has the tall hair as Zelensky. But we'll save that for another one.
There you go. All right, I think we're out now.
Peace.
Later, homies.